TikTok has put a limitation on hashtag now, and they did it for a very specific reason that's gonna help you to be able to grow on TikTok. And so if you're not familiar with what has been happening on TikTok, then you're gonna wanna stick around because I'm gonna tell you what's new on TikTok and how to use the hashtags in your strategy. So welcome back. We are always talking about how to build an audience on social media and ultimately make money from that content. And today I'm gonna tell you what you need to be knowing about TikTok and its hashtag strategies. And so today, let's go ahead and talk about it. So we all know that on TikTok, you have been able to create content and you can put hashtags on screen, you can put hashtags in your description, and you can put hashtags in your comments, even though they don't really work in the comments. We've been able to do all this for the longest time, and you had over 4,000 characters that you can put in your description on TikTok. But TikTok just changed all of this, okay? TikTok just changed all of this. Now, I used to have the strategy where I would put like 7 to 10 different hashtags in my description so that way I could reach a large audience. But TikTok just said, nope, we're not allowing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. And some people, I feel like, think TikTok did this to restrict us, or they did this because of the sale of the US version of TikTok to the US. And honestly, I don't think that it's it. I think TikTok strategically did this move because they want to help us become more successful with our content. They want to help us help the algorithm to know where to send our content to. And we get this amazing opportunity to learn how to be more intentional with our hashtags. So the new update with TikTok is that you can only post 5 hashtags. No more than 5 hashtags. Otherwise, you're going to receive a notice that says 5 hashtags is the limit. And I know you may feel like that's a little bit restrictive, but it's not restrictive. It's actually helping you to get your content categorized and in front of the right people. Now, let's talk about some of the things when it comes to hashtags. So a lot of times when people come to TikTok, they are learning how to use hashtags and they're trying to figure out which hashtags should I use. And people make one of the biggest mistakes you could ever make on TikTok, which is using the hashtag FYP, hashtag for you page, or hashtag for you. Now, you may say, well, what are those? Well, the For You page is basically where you're seeing content of people that you may not know, and TikTok is sending that content to you. And so people used to think, or tend to think, that if you use the hashtag For You page, hashtag FYP, hashtag For You, that you're going to get more views to your content. But that's not the case, because here's what happens. When you use those hashtags, you literally have told TikTok and the algorithm, send this content to anyone that has used any of these hashtags, that has, interacted with any content using this hashtag, right? And you may say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, here's the deal. When you're creating content, you're creating it for a specific audience, people who would be interested in the content that you're putting out. And so if you're using the hashtag FYP For You page, and this content is supposed to be geared towards men in their 30s or whatever, but they're sending it to people that are 16 or women in their 40s or whatever, when that content hits them and it's not for them, they're going to scroll away, and it's going to tell the algorithm that people are not interested in this content that should be interested because of the hashtag. So you want to make sure that you're using hashtags that are for the right people. And one of the worst thing that happens is that when you use those hashtags, now your For You page is going to be full of people that have used the hashtag For You page, FYP. That's why you're receiving all of that stuff that you don't want to receive, because you told the algorithm, send my content to anybody using those hashtags, and then send me content of anybody using those hashtags. And that's not what you want. So stop using those hashtags. Here's what you want to do instead, okay? Because you're limited to just 5, you want to choose the hashtags that are applicable to one. What is your video about? So I'm creating this video all about TikTok and TikTok hashtags. So if I was going to use hashtags for this particular video, I would do hashtag TikTok hashtags, okay? You see what I'm saying? That way I'm telling the algorithm that this video is about TikTok hashtags, and anybody who has used those hashtags or interacted with content using those hashtags, send this video to those people, okay? But also because I know that the people I typically help with TikTok are people that are new on TikTok, I may use the hashtag new to TikTok, new on TikTok, or TikTok 101, okay? But also, the people that I typically coach in my business are influencers, content creators, and business owners that are women, typically, right? So it would be in my best interest to send that content to influencers, content creators, business owners, right? That way, when the algorithm sends my video to those people, that those people go, ooh, this is good. Let me watch that. Let me engage with her content. I'm not going to send it to people who are interested in beauty because this video is not about beauty. Okay. So the algorithm is a matchmaker. It's constantly trying to figure out how to match your content with the right audience. And if you're confusing the algorithm with that, with these random hashtags, then you wonder why you're not having the success that you want to have with your content on TikTok. Because remember, you're limited to 5, and for a good reason. It's like, I know we may think we need to have more hashtags than that, but TikTok is showing you that the most you want to use is 5. Okay. You don't have to use 5, but the most you want to use is 5 so that you can reach your targeted demographic and TikTok can help you reach those people. Now, if you're someone and you're saying, well, wow, there's a lot to TikTok that I didn't know about, that's okay. You can ask me anything in the comments. I would love to be able to coach you on all things TikTok marketing. This is what I do for work. I coach people every single day in my community called Invisible to Influential. Every day you post content for reviews. We have live calls every single week. One call is a strategy call. Next call is content review. And then every single day we have challenges that I'm coaching you as your marketing coach on social media. If that interests you, you can literally join us at invisibletoinfluential.net, invisibletoinfluential.net, or be sure to subscribe here to the channel. That way, every single time I have a video, you're always notified and I can help you. Okay. So thank you so much for watching and be sure to hit the notification bell. Bye.